Welcome to Tweet of the Week, and you are in for a treat today because I am being joined by an English teacher from Frederick High School, Liz Matheny. And Liz is one of our Vanguard teachers, a group of teachers who have taken special courses and worked collaboratively with FCPS and Hood to learn how to really use technology in the best instructional way and how to go on that journey of personalizing learning. And as part of her journey, Liz wrote an article, and I want her to talk to you about what inspired this article and why she wrote it. And I think you're going to hear a true 21st century education story.
So my article is called Leading the Way to Personalization, and it was really rooted in my experience supporting a student this school year, this semester, who I had taught in an English 9 class years ago, and he's enrolled in my AP language class now. And at the start of the semester, I noticed that his attendance was very inconsistent. And when we finally synced up during office hours a few weeks into the semester, he shared with me quite a few challenges that he was navigating. He was navigating housing insecurity. He was navigating mental health concerns, not only in himself, but also his family. And also trying to maintain a job to support his family at the same time. And so I just realized, I had this sense of awareness wash over me that what I was asking the rest of my students to do during our synchronous sessions for AP, it was just going to be more of a weight for him. And so I needed to find a way to make sure he had access to the curriculum, to the expectations, but in his own personalized way. And so through our conversation, I decided to start implementing weekly playlists for him, where he would have all of the same resources, the same materials, that he would have screencasts of me, and the same assessments, but he would have the flexibility to complete those tasks in the time that he had access to internet and the time he had access to a quiet space to work. And through my work with him and through my work with Vanguard, I think that I realized I had to give myself permission to do things differently based upon what he specifically needed. And to me, the fact that he's graduating on Tuesday, he has his AP language credit, he has the skills that he needs to be competitive in his education now and post high school, that was worth it for me. And so and I mentioned this in my article, it was a little bit more work for me to do that planning for him. It was worth it because I was able to see his growth as an English student. Also in the article, I shared that obviously he has another teacher in the building that supports him in an advanced class. And when we were collaborating on our concerns about him, I had mentioned to that teacher what I had done to support him. And at first, I think the teacher was really uncomfortable with how much flexibility I was giving this young man. And I said, at the end of the day, the flexibility I give is more ownership on his end because he has to find a way to make it work. I'm just providing the instructional materials for him and the support as much as possible. And when I met up with that teacher a few weeks later, the teacher had said that they had implemented a very similar system and that we were both starting to see the student thrive. We were starting to see him, communicate with us more regularly, submit the assignments more regularly, and at a quality that was significantly better than what we were seeing at the beginning of the semester.
And so, Liz, thank you so much because, again, I talked about a 21st century education story. The flexibility that you described and allowing our students to take the ownership can be a game changer. It would have been very easy to say he's not showing up to class, he's not really vested, and watch that impact and possibly not get a real sense of what his competencies were. Mm-hmm. So kudos to you and your colleague for finding a way to help this young man navigate a crisis. And for me, I think one of the things that's going to emerge from this crisis is our understanding that we can offer that flexibility. We can transition to, you became his facilitator, his guide. Here's the expectation, let me know what I need to do to help you. Mm-hmm. So incredibly powerful. So we introduced you as a Vanguard teacher. What was it in the Vanguard program that gave you what you needed in order to provide this kind of flexibility for a student?
So I always say this, and Amy and Eric will probably laugh if they watch this, but I always say that Vanguard is this incredible opportunity for like-minded teachers to come together and problem solve. And so even though our forums haven't been in face-to-face or for as long of a time as what they have been in the past this year, I find that being able to have even 2 hours every few months to just sit in a Google Meet with other teachers and say, here's what I'm struggling with, how would you approach it, or do you have any ideas, or like, what am I missing? And that candidness has been so powerful for risk-taking. And so to me, part of the Vanguard program is saying, I'm gonna try it, and if it fails, but at least I've tried it, and I'll learn from that experience and do better next time. And so for me, having, I think we met as Vanguards in December, and one of our conversations as teachers was, we are struggling with the workflow from students. How can we make it more manageable for them? How can we make it so we are able to provide the feedback they need, even when we're not seeing them face to face? And that conversation, I think, gave me the courage to do something different, because I saw the struggles of the student. I don't want him to feel like his education was a burden this semester. I wanted it to be empowering for him. And I think that the conversation with other Vanguard teachers, regardless of their level, K through 12, I think that gave me the inspiration to just do it. And that's why I love Vanguard so much.
So many powerful words there. Courage, inspiration, risk-taking, failing, but learning. And collaboration, collaborative problem solving. And again, a powerful learning for our teachers that translates into powerful learning for our students, and are also the kinds of skills we want our students to take away, because again, with this 21st century world we're living in, everything is changing, and you're going to have to continuously be courageous and creative in problem solving to figure out how to navigate the next unknown or new thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Liz, thank you so much. You have just warmed my heart in ways you cannot imagine today.
Oh, thank
in
you.
Not only what you've done for the student, but talking about the power of collaboration among our teachers and risk-taking. And like I said, I just so very proud of you, so very proud of our students, this young man who's going to graduate, and thank you. Thank you for being one of those courageous risk takers who joined the Vanguard program and now are inspiring others to do likewise.
Thank you.
You can't always know the full story behind the tweet, but wow, I'm so glad Liz came today to share the story behind the tweet. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time on Tweet of the Week.